wanted to tell you guys a story. Something happened to me today. I'm very excited about being at this conference. But when I travel for business, there are mixed emotions. I'm always excited about seeing old friends. I'm always excited about meeting new people. But there's always a little bit of anxiety because you're going to a big group of people, and they're going to be people who are way ahead of where you're at. They're going to be people who are not quite where you're at, and you never quite know how it's going to go, and it can feel a little awkward, and there's maybe a little anxiety in there, and it's like, it doesn't feel very good. And I was kind of feeling that way this morning. I got on a kind of early flight, and I flew out, and I got on the airplane, and I walk up, and I'm walking by, and this guy grabs my shirt from a seat. He was sitting in front of me, and I'm just like, I'm in that just want to get on my flight. I have the conference, and I got stuff, and I got to do the thing, and then I got to do this other thing. And I look down, and it's my friend Mike Vardy. And Mike and I actually haven't known each other all that long. We operate in the same space. He's amazing. He's known as the productivityist. You can Google him. I will even put a link down in the comments if you're interested. And he said, hey, I can't believe we're on the same flight. Go get your seat. I'm going to come back and find you. I said, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, so good to see Mike. But I see him online, and we've connected a few times, but I don't have that I don't know that what's our relationship like? You get into that, I don't know what our relationship was like. What does that mean? And I get on the flight. The flight's super short. He doesn't even get a chance to come by. The flight's less than an hour. And we get out. We jump into this just amazing conversation. And we end up going to lunch together. And we spend hours sitting outside at this amazing burger place called the Tap Room and eating this amazing food. And I just felt so awesome being with Mike because he made me feel, he's one of those people that makes you feel so welcome, right? You know that feeling when you're with somebody and you are with them and they are with you 100%? You know that feeling when you really get, oh my God, I'm not alone. Oh my God, there are other people that see the world like that with me. He is unbelievably generous. You know those people? They're unbelievably generous. They talk in generous terms about you and about the world and what's possible for you, right? So that there's somebody who you're no longer alone, that they're super generous, right? They're super generous with you, that you feel empowered by just being with them, talking about what's possible outside of the normal of what we live life in. So not alone, totally generous in the way that they speak, empowered to be where I'm at. I'm like, oh my God, I feel great about what I'm up to, what he's up to, what life is all about, what's possible in the world. That we were having expansive conversations that were bigger than what's going on in the news, how much money did you make? All of those things fell away. We were having expansive conversations about what's possible for human beings, what's possible in the space of contributing to the world. And Carl Jung's watching. Hey, Carl, good comment. Time, wisdom, and talent. Absolutely. He has all three of these in spades. And there was this connection, right? There is this connection where he sees that thing, when somebody sees that thing in us that sometimes we forget to see in ourselves. When somebody sees in us what we forget to see in ourselves. You could call that somebody believing in you or seeing what's possible for you. But that was what the afternoon was like. And we all, I'm going to suggest, we all strive for that. We all want that in our lives. That place where we feel like we're seen. That place where people go, I got your back. Whatever you need, I got your back. They speak generously about us. Where they say, God, I know he that whatever that thing was that he's working with, he's going to get it. And I'm going to be here if he needs anything. As a matter of fact, if I haven't heard from him in 24 hours, I'm going to reach out and find out how it's going. That they're like that they're there with you in the trenches, celebrating with champagne on top of a mountain, fighting the good fight, all in league, all in fellowship, all in being together to create something bigger than you can create by yourself. It was so appropriate that I ended up running into Mike Vardy today. Like, I can't believe it. Like, absolutely. This is the heart and the core of what Heroic Fatherhood is all about bringing to the world. We are all in this together. We are better together. We become better men by spending time with good men. And when we communicate, when we participate, when we play together, when we work together, when we struggle together, when we celebrate together, that's when the world becomes a better place. There's so much outside of us that we cannot control. But in this, we can. And it's when we're willing to go arm in arm with other men, other brothers in arms, right? Brothers in arms, that we can shift the world, even if it's our small part. So it was awesome, right? I got to spend this amazing afternoon with this incredible human being, and it just doubled down and reminded me of the impact that I've had working inside of groups who are committed to growth, expansion, positivity, like whatever you want to call it, but like that everybody's in to support everybody else with what they're up to. And that's why I'm going to pivot now, right? Because that's why I want to talk to you about this accountability group I'm doing this summer. Like, maybe this summer doesn't matter to you one way or the other, but I don't know anybody who works remotely, works from home, works for somebody else. I don't know any man that doesn't have his plate overfull with things to do. Overfull with things to do, and often what gets taken care of first is not on the priority list that we have. It's on the priority list of someone else, whether it's our kids, our spouse, our boss, or some other organization where we spend our time. Wherever that is, it's often that we spend our energy and time on the priorities of others. And sometimes that's totally appropriate given our commitments, right? Like, this is a group of men who are absolutely committed to being the kind of father their kids deserve and being the man that they want to be. But part of that is making sure positively that what needs to be getting done is getting done. Putting the energy in, investing the energy in what is going to produce the results. Whether that's giving more time to work that you haven't been because of somebody else's priorities, or giving more time to your family because you haven't been because of somebody else's priorities, or giving more time to yourself because you haven't been because of somebody else's priorities. When we come together, we can move mountains. And it's time, right? It's time to set that new flag in the sand, like, this is kind of how it's gone. But at this point, it's going to stop, and we're starting something new. And the something new is, I'm going to get these things done in the next 9 weeks with the help of this community. We're going to do this. And that's what I'm offering. Straight up, that's what I'm offering. I have an accountability group. It's an online group. It's 9 weeks. It starts Monday, July 8th. I'm sure I have the date in my head. It goes for 9 weeks. It is a group of committed entrepreneurs, committed parents who are all about getting their lives, who are all about jumping in with both feet and saying, I'm going to get this. It's going to happen. Let's make it happen together. And I want you to be a part of it. So I can go into all the details, and I probably will go into the details, but at the end. But what I can tell you is, from experience, is when you are not just accountable, like, oh my God, I got to go to call, and I've got to go to a call and talk to people about what I did and didn't do. It's like, that's what it sounded like when I first started. I'm like, that's what it's gonna be like. Oh, everybody's gonna judge me, and and it's not gonna go well, and anything but the truth. That's anything but the truth. My reality is that everybody hits a wall at some point. Everybody hits a wall. Everybody goes sideways. Something we planned and was going to go like I'm so excited, goes sideways. And there we are left in the aftermath. And it'll happen to us, it'll happen to others. But when we're there and we can be there to support each other, to say, oh, I got your back, I totally get what that looks like. When somebody can say that for you, it makes all the difference in the world. When you can be in a chat during the day, when you're like, oh, my energy's just awful, I need to jump on the phone with somebody, or I need somebody to do an accountability thing with me. Let's jump online together, and for the next 30 minutes, let's do one task that we don't want to do, but for 30 minutes, I know you're watching me, so I'm going to get it done. Or whether it's setting goals for a week, or at the end of the week, celebrating your wins, right? Like, how often as men do we celebrate our wins at the end of a week? Where we go, this is what I did. This is what I said I was going to do, and this is what I did. Maybe it was what I said I was going to do. Maybe it's some version of it, but I'm going to own it as a win either way. When do we celebrate them? Not all that often. But here's an invitation to celebrate, to not only up-level in the way that you see yourself, up-level the way you see your day, but also up-level your willingness to own your wins. Look, I know you own your losses. I don't know any dad that just doesn't go, I got hit upside the jaw with whatever the circumstance that just happened in my life, and it makes us frustrated, it makes us down, we have all those awful conversations in our head. We speak to ourselves in our head in a way that we would never let another human being speak to somebody else. If we saw that on the street, we'd be like, that's not okay. But we speak to ourselves that way. So it's super important to build a habit of celebrating our wins. That's one of the things we do. It's kind of fun. We do check-ins. Check-ins are fun. We jump on spot calls. People put up videos. They send emojis. They send funny things. It's a community. It's like throw things at it. Keep throwing things at it. There's energy. There's community. There's connection. Carl says, I've had many epic fails and done this very thing. Absolutely. We've all had epic fails. And when you put out big goals about who you want to be and what you want to create in the world, it's likely you're going to have an epic fail. But here's the good part. On the backside of the epic fail is the win. It's hard to see beforehand. It's hard to see when the epic fail happens, but it's awesome. And having a group of committed individuals there who can help you see it makes all the difference. People have had the epic fails and been like, yep, I'm out. I'm done with relationships. I'm done with this kind of work. I'm done with trying to help my child with this thing. I'm done with. When what they don't know is it was the biggest win of their life if they could just see it. Yeah, I get that the job thing went the way it did. But it doesn't mean it's over. Have you thought about, think about this thing here that went so unbelievably swimmingly well. How about doing this? The gold is always there. We just have to look for it. And sometimes it's hard to see by ourselves. It's why I have a coach. It's why all coaches I know have a coach. I invite you to be part of this community. Tight-knit, connected, communicating, supportive, generous, no holds barred. I'm coming for you. If I have to come out there and give you a big hug or send you a big coffee, I'm doing it. So here's the deal. I'm going to wrap this up. I think I've been online for 300 hours now. I could go on all day. So here's the thing. 9 weeks starts July 9th, goes 9 weeks. It includes a weekly support call, hour and a half, where we're together online, where we're talking over what the struggles are, what the battles are, where you're winning, what's going on for you, how can we support you. So it's a connected call where we're all sharing. Weekly goals that we post and follow up with each other on. You get a 1-hour strategy call before the event, before the accountability group starts with me to figure out what goals fit where you're going and what you want to create in this world. We're going to be in a private group so we can communicate with each other. You'll be able to reach out to me directly, and you can post to the entire group the entire time. It's going to be epic. And we create custom content inside depending on where people are at. So all that being said, and how much is that? That's a great question. It's $750. And here's the thing. I guarantee you it will shift what you think is possible for you in your life by being part of this group. It will shift the way you see what's possible for you in your life by being part of this group. So I don't have a landing page for this. I don't have anything special for this lined up. I've got me, I've got this group, and I want you to be a part of it. And how you can reach out to me is just private message me or put a comment down below, and I will absolutely reach out to you, and we will set it up and find out like what's that thing that's going to break things wide open for you this summer. And it's going to be epic. So what I want to let you know is it doesn't start till July 9, but registration closes Saturday at midnight. I'm taking a week off. I'm going to Montana with my family, and I'm told there's no internet access out there. That being said, registration closes at midnight on Saturday. It is now Wednesday. So that gives you a time frame. And I would love to hear any questions you have. I will answer them. I'll be happy to jump on the phone with you to answer any questions you might have. Let me know if this is something that you're up to, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in the chat. All right, you guys have an awesome Wednesday.